Peace inside of my heart, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside of my heart, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside of my heart, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 Om.
Okay. It's from the way of the mastery comes when fear has been completely dissolved, and fear is dissolved not by fearing it, not by hating it, not by judging it, but by being looked upon with perfect innocence. Embraced in the same way that as a scientist would watch the ripple of a little pebble that's been dropped into a pool of water to see how they've created other ripples and other temporary disturbances in the field or on the surface of the water. As you look within and notice the things you've become afraid of and how fear has constricted your creativity, your joy, your faithfulness, and your unlimitedness, you merely look with innocence and wonder and say, "Oh, I see how that ripple has affected the creation that I call my life. Do I like it? Not anymore. Good. I think I'll get rid of that. What can I replace it with?" Mastery is a state in which you have embraced yourself as a ceaseless creator and assume complete responsibility for everything which comes into the field of your awareness without judging it, so that you can simply decide whether it's going to stay or be dissolved in its effects. Mastery is fearlessness, no longer fearing the infinite creative power of your perfect union with God. I am my Father, and I am my Father are one is the expression of mastery. And now Mark will lead us in meditation.
Thank you, Julie. We say this together. There is a silence into which the world cannot intrude. There is an ancient peace I carry in my heart and have not lost. There is a sense of holiness in me the thought of fear has never touched. I go there now. So let's go there now. Join me in closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Opening your hands in your lap, which is your symbol of receptivity. Lifting your chin up slightly to open up that heart space. And take a nice deep breath through the nose. And as you exhale, imagine growing taller and the body relaxes more, continuing to enjoy the deep, deep breaths. Peace, peace inside my mind. Just imagine a calm, still lake, a body of water that is just like glass. This is a symbol we use for the mind when we say, "Peace, be still." Breathe into your heart space and shine your attention upon the emotional body. And if anything's been stirred up today, just say to it, "Peace, be still." I am the master of my emotions, and this is our time to relax, to be calm. and to welcome the healing power of peace. Deep breath. Relax even more. Let go. Let go. Take a moment to imagine a ball of golden light in the center of your heart, the symbol of forgiveness. Affirm, I am forgiven. Let that golden light wash over the week gone by. Just letting go, letting the Holy Spirit take everything that transpired and use it for love. It's not your job to do, it's your job to let it be forgiven and to free yourself from worrying, obsessing, plotting, or planning. And as you accept this, take a moment to extend this. Imagine this golden light streaming into your world. Every person, known or unknown, whoever has traveled through your mind, bless them. You are forgiven, you are free. You are forgiven, you are free. Especially to the ones that seem to be playing big roles in this dream of fear and suffering. They're very seductive. In this moment, you are forgiven. You are free. Everyone. It's either true or it's not true. And here we have decided it is true. God is real. God is fact. And you only get there through setting everybody free. We say yes to this. Breathe this in. Let this give you a happy heart, because this work you do creates space for more love in your life. That is your blessing. We accept this. As we begin bringing this meditation to a close, take your time, opening your eyes. Enjoy the deeper breath. Enjoy being as we welcome some more music.
You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't know when or where or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes and take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
That is a beautiful song, isn't that? That is, whoa. Well, that's got a wobble. Yeah. I'm going to borrow yours. That's a beautiful song by a friend of ours, Megan McDonough. Some of you may have heard of her. She's a wonderful New Thought musician. And she has a lovely voice, too. And only someone like Annabelle can match that. So thank you. Thank you. Our conversation today is yet again looking at the world of fear and the power of love and what it can do. And you know, we all love, and I love to look to the great leaders and the great way showers. You know, Nelson Mandela comes to mind for many of us, 27 years in a prison and held completely hostage and yet declared freedom, let love prove itself inside of him, and created a fantastic wave of freedom from that love, from that commitment to keep the focus upon what is true. Also comes to mind, because of this month, Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk was one of the first gay government servants. I don't remember what exactly. What is his role? Huh? Mayor of San Francisco. And death threats every day. You know, and we think of San Francisco as and it is a liberal place. And at that time, it was our way showers carving the path. And this person, it wasn't, I don't know that we can make up a story, oh, they didn't feel fear. I don't think that's the focus. I think their intention, their purpose was so great that it steered them through the fear. And I think that's the way to look to the magnificent way showers, is not, oh, well, they had something special. We can say they had a calling. We can say they met their destiny, for sure. But I don't want to assume that there weren't trials and tribulations inside of that. But their commitment, they placed their attention upon something that was so clear within them, that it moved them. The whole Bible, I think, is about stories of going from fear to love. Fear to love. You know, when you look at Moses and the burning bush, Moses and the burning bush. I reference it a lot, but, he's out there being a shepherd, and, God shows up and says, hey, go do this fantastic, go talk to Pharaoh and set my people free. He's like, no. No, I'm not the guy. That is not me. And that's often our response. No, this can't be mine. This isn't mine. I'm not great enough to do what this vision is calling me to be or do. And yet, he answers the call. And there's stories like David and Goliath. There's many. And then the entire New Testament, Jesus' entire life was really about looking fear in the face, seeing right through it, to the love, to the wholeness, to the God. And because the intention of that was singular, that is what is revealed. Now, enough of those fantastical stories. Where are we today? How can we take that inspiration and breathe it in and let it lead us to just the simple things of where is this thing called fear holding me back? And an even different way to look at it, not a better way, but a different way to look at it would be, if this fear didn't hold me back, what might I say? What might I do? What might I give my attention to? The reality is, and we know this, that fear just has quite a hypnotic trance to it. But in my mind, it looks like a bunch of people, like in a carnival ride, just riding those like bumper cars in a circle. And we're just circling, and we're circling. And all of the spiritual teaching says you need to get out of the bumper car, step out of that area, and step over here into the truth where love really resides. But the reality is, we're just in our bumper cars, and we want to solve that, and we want to make that better. We want to improve this circling thing. And we want to try and bring God into this. And this is the challenge of the mind. If we're staring at that, we don't get that. It's just what's true. It's how it works. And so we toggle. And we see the people, as I've mentioned in the beginning, who were in the bumper cars going like this, but something else got a hold of them to where they were able to make a powerful impact. So there are those few that will not need to step off the ride and go commune with the sacred. But that's what Jesus did. Jesus did it to such a full expression that he looked upon the world. And it never says this in the Bible, but I like it. I think he laughed. I think he just laughed at the insanity. And this is when you know you're breaking free. The Course in Miracles says very, very clearly that the only problem we have is that we forgot to laugh at the illusion of being separate from God. Now, to laugh at it sounds like, what? What are you talking about? This is serious. People are dying. The world is suffering. That is indeed the dream that we are in. I understand that. I do want to make light of that just for a moment. Because it's not to stop there. It's to let laughter wake you up to the power of love. Because what it's really saying is, if you knew how powerful love is compared to this fear thing, you would laugh. Because it really would be like a tidal wave to a little tiny teaspoon of water. There's no power in the teaspoon of water. And this is our spiritual path. This is what we're learning, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. I've mentioned this before. I say that all the time. At this stage of my career, it's just how it goes. But another great thing in A Course in Miracles, it references the Bible story of Adam and Eve. And it talks, it's the only place I've found a spin on this that works and makes total sense to me. Because it says that Adam fell asleep. We know this in the story. Adam fell asleep. But what the Course points out, it says nowhere does it ever say that he woke up. And so what that implies is he fell asleep and he dreamed this terrorizing world. So just imagine Adam sleeping under a tree in this beautiful garden, and he didn't wake up. He's just, what the story that unfolds is the story of the dream that he's enduring and that he's experiencing. And the Course goes on to say, never has there yet to be a collective awakening, a collective wave of an acknowledgement of love that wakes us up. The reality is, fear is not real. Let's just breathe that in for a moment. It's not real. Now, that's not an easy jump. And I'm not wanting you to feel bad about feeling fear 1,000 times in a week, if that's what occurs for you. But there is a point where we have to just on our own face it and say, or even contemplate, what if? What if this isn't real? What if the love that I am is greater than this temporary experience? That contemplation will lead you to a higher idea. It will lead you to letting love guide you. There's a saying I heard years ago from my minister, Michael Beckwith, love pushes. He said love pushes until vision pulls. I kind of like to change the until love pushes and vision pulls, because reality is that's where we are. Sometimes, am I saying that right? Fear pushes. Fear pushes until vision pulls. Fear pushes. So here we are in our lives where we're toggling this. And there are days where fear is pushing us, and that's okay. I want to make that a part of the acceptable path that we're on. And at the same time, you also have the ability to go, and vision pulls. And what is possible here? I promise you, even a moment of visioning, thinking, seeing, imagining an idea of love right where you are, just a moment of that is phenomenal. It is great. You may not have the experience of it because you're still in the wave, but that's okay. There's still a part of you that has said, what vision is possible? What greater expression could be here right now? I think that's a powerful way to move through life. I don't think we'll land there and stay there, but if we were in that question, that simple question, what would love do? What would be possible here? This story just won't leave me alone in my head because I love it so much. The story of David and Goliath, which is really love versus fear. Goliath is this big monster, this big fear. Little David, this little shepherd boy, comes onto the field, and he represents love, and this fear monster just goes down. It just, this is what we all are called to do. We all are called to do this. But the contemplation of love, the contemplation of the vision, the contemplation of something that is calling you, this is the way. This is the way, because that is what takes our focus off. That's what lifts us out of the chronic obsession of problem here, problem here, problem here, problem here. And the way of mastery at this point is saying that's not how the Christ consciousness works. The Christ consciousness in you is you, never says problem here, problem here, problem here. It says this is what is true. And this is what is true. And this is what is true. And even when I myself am acting a fool, this is what is true. It's a mind training, and it's a dedication, and it's a commitment that we've all got to find our way to, where we just take a little step deeper into the commitment to our spiritual path versus being the Sunday drive-by and then going into the circling Monday through Saturday in our little bumper car. In our little bumper car. It's almost like God is like, I've got this phenomenal Maserati for you. I've got this phenomenal private airplane for you. I've got this phenomenal way to travel. And you're sitting in a bumper car going round and round in circles. And that's kind of what we're called to wake up to just observe the world as Julie read, not with judgment, not with making anything wrong, just seeing it as, wow, this is just circling. This is just circling. What becomes possible? And maybe you're a person who's wired for the fantastical. Maybe you love the big vision and something calls you. I'm more wired that way. But I don't want to minimize and I don't want to leave out the simple choice, one day at a time. One day at a time. What can move the needle a little bit? One of the things I mentioned was simply saying, what could love do here? What's possible? What else is possible here? Before I open my mouth and add to the conversation, before I allow my mind to go down its rabbit holes of repeating the past, what's possible? What else is possible? And that's going to cause you to activate your imagination. And your imagination is one of the greatest gifts from God. It is absolutely one of the greatest gifts from God. It is what can lift anyone out of living in poverty and living in the ghetto to living a life of joy and freedom and abundance. It is the mind that can see it and imagine it that causes it. Time makes it a little confusing because sometimes it can feel long, but in the moment of imagining, there's no time. You don't imagine time. You never imagine time. You imagine and then you come out of imagination and you add time to the mix. But in the moment of seeing a new idea, in the moment of seeing something possible, which is the gift that you've been given to cause the revelation of love, that moment there is no time. You are capturing it. This is the third step of affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer has 5 steps to it. Teaches God is step 1. I am that step 2. Step 3 is called the realization step. And it is where you are present moment, first person, declaring, affirming, saying, and seeing a different idea, a greater truth, what love could do. It is happening in your mind. And to me, that is your connection to God. I dare say, when you're in an imagination of something beautiful for yourself, for another, for the world, you are closer to God than when you come out of that imagination and you move back to your bumper cars and you're circling. That moment of allowing yourself to dream, which is one of the things we need to get back to. I love in Alice in Wonderland, where it talks about the idea where the queen says, why, I imagine 6 impossible things before breakfast. I imagine 6 impossible things before breakfast. Now, you ask, imagine 2 rooms. One room are adults. We'll put us in one room. In another room are 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. You give them the same task. Imagine 6 impossible things. Imagine as far as you want your imagination to go. What would you come up with? That childlike room, they would be flying to Mars. They would be creating new planets. They would be painting trees purple and orange and all They would absolutely have no limits. The adult room would be a little more practical. Well, I imagine my bills being paid. Well, I imagine this relationship being better. I imagine this being fixed. Like, that's the movement over time that happens to most of us, from the room of children to the room of practicality. They both are using the same magnificent tool. And you, perhaps like me at times, can look at that childish room and go, well, that's just childish. No one's going to ever fly to Mars. Well, that's not true. That will happen. It's not about the results of it. It's about the activation of the power of it, activating the muscle, making it strong, because using your imagination way beyond your practical is going to cause a miracle in the practical. But if you're meeting the problem at the level of the problem, there's not a lot of creativity there. And sure, if it needs a screw and you have a screwdriver and a screw, that's solvable. But I'm talking about something more, about your spirit, about your soul, about even just feeling the joy of being. To move out of getting by. This is, I'm taking a little, I've seen so many people enter the spiritual path with great joy. It's fun. Oh my gosh, this is good. This is great. These people are happy. I've had more people come into my center in Chicago and go, you people are too happy. Like that was too much for them. Like, let's dumb this down. This can't be real. Bumper cars in circles, bumper cars in circles. The bumper cars and circles is not the reality of God, and it's not the reality of you. You're magical. You're phenomenal. You have the ability to do everything that every great being ever did and does. You must enjoy the game of imagining. This is what will break you out of your prison cell. Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela had the experience of being in a prison cell for 27 years. So he has a very real idea of what that feels like physically. I think we have a real idea of what that feels like mentally, but we're so familiar to it, we don't name it prison. We don't even name it that because it's just what we know. But I want us to consider that. I want us to consider, where are the confines of my thinking and my believing causing me to create safely, repeating the past, just getting by? Back to my point of many people entering the spiritual path with great joy and great exuberance about all of the positivity and the good that is the way. That is true. That's the door. But you know by now that once you walk through the door, there's probably some work for you. There's an appointed, assigned classroom, and it's called your life, your relationships, your financial world, your wellness. Some of those things you've got figured out. Everyone's got different ones. But those are the places where we are invited from the way of mastery to create, to cause. And the invitation in the section is to create as Christ. Last week we talked about the Christ mind. But to create as Christ is to walk into a room of infinite possibility with no past telling you what should or shouldn't be. You can barely imagine it. You can barely imagine changing the entire game like that. And yet, this is our ability. Not asking you to make that big swing, you won't. But take that idea and apply it simply. Simply. So I hope I'm trying to make this point is, imagine big, apply small. How about that? Does that make sense? Let your mind, and this is your morning meditation invitation. I will be with you in this. Just for 3 to 5 minutes in the morning, imagine. If you'd like to see a world that is happier and not at war, why don't you imagine it Why don't you take 1 minute of your day and give that minute to the idea of a world that is not at war? What a concept. And when the mind says, oh, well, that's not going to do anything, say to the mind, well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. Because everyone else who's saying they don't want it is putting a lot of energy into it, right? And we too can find ourselves there. We can find ourselves talking about what we don't want, forgetting that what you don't want to happen, you can change. And that is one of the most powerful points of the section of the book that we're looking at this week, the second half of chapter 8. You can literally, and we're going as high to your capabilities, which are yours eternally, you can look at something and go, yeah, I don't want that. Swipe. What else do I want? What might I create here? What else? What else do I want? It happens in your mind. It happens in your imagination. You have that much power. You have that power to the point where you can look at a world of war and you can just swipe right. What's the way to say no? Is it swipe right or swipe left? Does anybody know? I don't know. You get my point? Like, let's say swipe right is no. So we swipe right. I don't want that. I don't want that. Then don't let your eyes seduce you, your physical eyes. Let your imagination lead you. You now have a vision. You have been planted a vision by God by simply looking at what don't I want today. There's your opportunity. But we walk past 100 of those a day. I don't want that. I don't want that. Oh, that's horrible. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. That's not going to make for a good ending of a day. I don't want that. It's not bad. I don't want that. What do I want? What do I want? I promise you, this is the way out of prison. This is the way out of the bumper cars, circling and circling and circling. And again, when the mind says that's crazy, say to the mind, well, then I'm halfway there. You will bump up against the structures of the mind that say this is wrong. You will bump up against all the reasons why this will never be true. Welcome. Welcome to the work, the joyous work. Because remember, what am I asking you to do? I'm not asking you to lift it. I'm not asking you to move the fear out of the way like boulders. I'm asking you to simply imagine, to say, swipe right. What else? What could be possible? Let's do that together. Close your eyes. See one thing in your world or in the world, in your mind's eye, that you don't want. It's clear. It's easy. That's basic. What is one thing that appears in your mind that you don't want? And as it appears, imagine reaching in and just swipe it. Swipe it out of the way and it can just move as, and now there's a blank space. And fill this. What do you imagine? What do you imagine? For just 30 seconds, see it. Stay on it. Just see it. Paint a picture. Imagine. And now say yes to this. Yes, yes. I say yes to this. And breathe this image down into your heart and bring your hands to your heart for a moment. Kind of your way to seal the deal. Place it in the heart. Breathe into that. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for bringing us back to the basics of how it works and what we are capable of. Give us the willingness and the commitment. If it's one imagining at a time, placing 1,000 of them into our hearts, placing 100,000 into our hearts, whatever, it's infinity. It is beyond space and time, and I'm willing. I'm willing to do the creative work of using the world of suffering not as the place to stay, but as a place to say no, swipe right, and just for a moment see something new, possible, loving, magnificent, healed. This is how it works, and we are ready in this room to do it. To do it poorly sometimes, to forget to do it sometimes, but then remember again, to do it for a second, and then even if the mind afterwards says, that's stupid, that'll never work, we still did it. No matter how sloppy and bumpy it can be, so what? This is the call and this is the work. And it is the good work, and it is the access point to creating as the Christ. It is that simple, and you are wired. You are wired to create as Christ. Imagination is the way. Just see it. So whatever we have swiped right on, we let it go. For this week, we give it no mind. We give it no attention. Instead, we practice. We give the new thought, the new idea, life. We give it life. We don't need to worry about how it gets here. We don't worry about when it gets here. That's not our business. We are the image makers, not the builders of the image. Believe it or not, you don't make it happen. You make the image possible. Oh, mighty, mighty creator that you are. You who will do amazing things. Amazing things. And you won't even pull a muscle. You won't even lift your heart rate. It's this good. It's this good. Breathe this in. Whew. I am a creator as Christ creates. I am a meaning maker, and the meaning I give everything is love. I have the ability to blow up 1,000 false ideas effortlessly and to give a new image. This is what we do. This is how we create as Christ. This is our invitation this week. I know we are guided in this, and I'm grateful. Holy Spirit, keep this fresh before us. Help us not to walk out the door and forget. Help us to really, really keep this alive within us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. All right. Let's move into our time of offering. It's your opportunity to give your gift. Those who are live streaming, thank you for being here. Before you go, please make your contribution. Click that link. We really appreciate it. It helps us out. We say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am thankful. And we truly are thankful. Truly. Thank you, Jim and Millie, for passing the basket. And Julie will share with you some other ways to give.
We have an option to give through Venmo. You can simply scan the QR code or use our name, Unity-Lakeshore. We also have an option to give through text. Send the word give to 616-236-5205. If it's your first time giving this way, you'll receive a link with instructions. If you've given before through text, then you can simply text a dollar amount to this number. You can also give online through our website at unityonthelakeshore.org/donations. For those watching online, the link is in the chat. You can also mail a check to Unity on the Lakeshore, P.O. Box 848, Douglas, Michigan, 49406. And we'll now have another song.
You guys will all know at least the chorus of this song, and you're encouraged to sing along. Nobody can tell ya there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell ya, 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. But you've gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make sings along. You're gonna be knowing the loneliest kind of lonely. It may be rough going just to do the things, the hardest things to do. But you've gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. You've gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along.
If you're in need of support, there are a few ways to receive that. First, you can email us at unitylakeshore@gmail.com. You can also phone the office at 269-354-7700. And there's always Unity Silent Prayer Line that's 24/7 at 816-969-2000. Join us for our book study of The Way of Mastery on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. via Zoom. You can find the link on our website and Facebook page. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. That way you can learn about all the things happening here at Unity. You can find us at facebook.com/Unity Lakeshore. Is anybody here for the first time today? Looks like everybody, I think I know everybody. Well, welcome everybody. And are there any announcements from the community? Yes, for our Pride event, yeah. And shout out to Sharon for bringing so many things for us and all those that did the booth. We had a good time. It was a beautiful day, beautiful music, and it was a lot of fun. If you do have any suggestions. Yes, Robert, we have sound. Thank you. That is no small task. I can only imagine. I see all these wires and I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm not in charge of that. Yes, you should be. You should be, because it would be pretty silent in here. If you do have any suggestions, we do have a box in the back and we'd love to hear from you. And now is time for our closing song, and maybe it'll be another surprise. I don't know. Thanks for coming and have a great day.
I don't know how to make this one surprising. This is Let There Be Peace on Earth. Surprise! But we'll have something fun for next week. We'll think of something creative and colorful for our wonderful month of Pride. But for today, let us truly, as you're singing it, see it. See it. That is the best gift we can give.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow.